What if the land you stand on, the air you breathe, even your DNA holds echoes of an epic journey across every continent? In the rain-black reeds, 9 figures run as one. Leader signals forward, scouts read the dark, hunters guard the edges, breath tearing. Somewhere in the grass, eyes watch, then vanish. The storm hides claws as easily as it hides a trail. Scout 1 listens to the earth itself, fingers tracing a footprint's rim, while Scout 2 warns from above, danger is close. The ember is everything. If it dies tonight, so does warmth, so does safety, so does tomorrow. Firekeeper shields it with his body, stares into the unseen horizon and whispers the rule of survival. If we stop, we die. Africa, before roads, before names, just heat, dust, and 9 humans walking fast because staying still means starving. The savanna breathes in waves of grass and wind, and the horizon shimmers like it's hiding something from them. The gatherer drops to a cracked riverbed, scraping for damp mud. One mouthful of water can decide today's survival. The caretaker shields the child beneath a hide as the band kneels around a tiny seep, guarding it like treasure. Scout 1 reads the ground, hoofprints, paw marks, crossings. Life moved through here, and danger followed right behind. Scout 2 climbs high, signals stop, then points. Shapes move in the haze, and every heartbeat says, choose carefully. Hunters spread wide, the leader signals silence. 1 spear, 1 crude thrower, enough if they strike first. Through grass blades, prey grazes. Hunter 1 creeps closer, feeling the wind, measuring distance with pure instinct. Then chaos. Predators surge from nowhere. The hunt is stolen in seconds, and humans become the ones watching, helpless. The leader pulls them back fast. Scout 1 drags the center clear. Hunters guard the edge. No heroics, only survival. Bones bleach under the sun. This is what the land leaves behind when water fails and the weak can't keep moving. Under thin shade, the craft maker rewinds cordage, sharp stone biting fiber. Tools aren't comfort, they're time bought back. The leader studies the far line of hills and changes course with a hand signal. Adaptation, not stubbornness, keeps them alive. Feet pound dust, bags bounce, sweat stings eyes, and the firekeeper hides a faint ember glow like a secret heartbeat. Clouds build, the wind shifts. Scout 1 tastes the air and listens. Weather is coming, and it doesn't care. Night falls, and a camp rises fast. Tight circle, child protected, hunters posted, because darkness belongs to predators first. The ember fights the wind. If it dies, warmth dies with it. Firekeeper cups it, shaking, refusing to let tomorrow vanish. Scout 2 scans from a rise, torch stub ready below. A distant call slices the dark, and no one breathes too loud. Myth says we left once, and it was done. Fact, we moved, paused, moved again. Footprints layered like chapters in mud. At dawn, they break camp without ceremony. The ember still lives, the child still breathes, and that's enough to keep going. Scout 2 climbs higher and sees the corridor where herds should flow. Empty. The horizon looks wrong, too quiet. The leader watches the distance. Scout 1 tastes dust and grimaces. The wind has changed, drier, harsher, closing doors. Dust rolls across the plain like a low wall. Grass bows, the sky pales, and the world starts to tighten. Scout 2 points to a narrowing gap in the haze. The leader signals move now because the land is closing. For a moment, the desert turns green. Lakes glitter, birds circle, and the band realizes this is a doorway out. Grass ripples like water under the sun, calm enough to trick you into believing the world will stay kind. They rush through mud and reeds, feet splashing, hearts lighter. Movement feels possible again, almost easy. At the lake edge, the child drinks, and every face softens, because water is a miracle you can hold. Scout 1 reads the damp earth, Fresh trails, broken grass, herds nearby. Food is close, but so are hunters. Hunter 2 climbs and signals a ribbon of green stretching far, a climate corridor, a narrow path the world allows. Hunter 2 throws with the atlatl, one clean strike. For once, the band eats before fear eats them. They cut, tie, pack fast. Tools bite fiber, meat dries in wind, and the ember stays protected, always protected. Myth says we left once. Fact, we left in waves, older prints fading beside new ones, the journey saying, again. Then the wind changes. The grass stills for a heartbeat, and Scout 1's eyes narrow. Something in the air turns sharp. The horizon yellows, dust begins to move like a living wall, and Scout 2 signals urgently, run, now. You thought the green Sahara was a road, then the door slams shut. Light dies, and the green disappears under grit. Scout 1 searches for tracks, but sand scrubs the ground clean. The stick points at nothing. Direction is erased. The caretaker stumbles and falls. The leader hauls them up. Hunters shield the child. One slip can end a lineage. A footprint forms and vanishes in seconds. The storm doesn't just hide you, it deletes you. The leader forces a tight wedge. Scout 2 points to darker rock, maybe shelter, maybe salvation, maybe a trap. The ember is down to a red dot. One gust, one mistake, and the last warmth they carry will be gone. They press into a rocky crease as sand roars outside. Scout 1 tries to mark a direction, but the world keeps shifting. The ember flickers wildly in Firekeeper's hands, then a predator call cuts through the storm dark, and nobody moves.
They burst from dust into salt wind, cliffs, surf, and a new rule. The coastline can guide you or kill you. Waves hammer stone with endless force, and seabirds scream overhead like warnings written in sound, not words. The leader draws a route in wet sand. Follow the edge of the world, where food appears and tracks vanish. The gatherer pries shellfish from rock with a stone flake, protein from the sea, earned by bleeding fingers. Scout 1 reads damp sand and taps a warning. Move now, before the tide erases every clue behind them. Hunter 1 climbs slick rock and snatches a seabird. One fast meal, one less night of hunger. Hunter 2 tests the thrower. Spear flies, water explodes, and a fish becomes proof that skill can beat distance. The leader signals a limit before sunset. Clouds gather offshore, and the firekeeper checks the ember like a pulse. The craft maker naps a fresh edge, binds it tight with cordage. No metal, no mercy, only sharper stone. Myth says one great departure. Fact says repeated waves, old ash rings fading beside new ones on the same unforgiving coast. The tide surges higher and the path narrows against the cliff. The caretaker tightens their grip. There's nowhere to step. Scout 2 spots a sea cave and points hard. The band lunges into spray as hunters shield the front. Inside the cave, wind moans through stone, and moonlit foam flickers at the mouth like a restless, breathing beast. The firekeeper coaxes flame from the ember. Faces glow, shoulders drop. One breath of relief, earned and fragile. They sort shells and seaweed, cut and pack fast. Even resting feels like work when the ocean never stops moving. Scout 1 shows the shell piles. The coast feeds you. But the leader's eyes stay hard. Food isn't safety. At dawn, a river mouth blocks them, swollen and fast. The leader tests depth with his staff, jaw set. They lash logs with cordage and vines. The raft is crude, but it's the only argument they have. Current grabs the raft and jerks it sideways. The leader paddles hard while Scout 2 fights the bow straight. The caretaker slips, nearly over. Hunter 2 grabs the strap in time, and the child's cry cuts through rushing water. Hunter 1 braces with his spear against the bottom. The raft swings back, and the leader signals, together, now. They stagger onto the far bank, gasping. The firekeeper opens the container, embers still glowing like a stubborn heartbeat. River water roars past stones while the raft drifts away, bumping reeds, proof that second chances don't wait. Offshore, an island silhouette appears. Scout 2 points. The leader measures distance. Scout 1 studies tide marks like a clock. They build a paddle, tighten lashings, and the leader signals one chance before the tide turns against them. The raft launches into open water. Waves lift it like a toy, while the caretaker sits low and the ember hides. A wave slams, one paddle snaps and vanishes. The raft yaws sideways, and the ocean takes payment without asking. The leader uses his staff to stabilize and signals, "Don't fight it, angle with the swell, ride the current." Scout 1 reads seaweed lines and taps the truth. Currents are highways. The raft begins to straighten toward land. The island rushes closer, but surf drags them sideways. Hunters brace, the child clings, and rocks wait like teeth. Hunter 1 jumps, grips stone, hauls the line. The craft maker ties fast, and they drag the raft above the waves. Moonlight paints a pale path across dark water. Thin clouds creep in, and the stars begin to disappear. On the island, a small fire shelters behind rocks. Scout 2 stands high, reading constellations, while the leader watches. Then clouds swallow the sky. Scout 2's hand hesitates mid-signal. Without the stars, they're blind, and the ocean knows it.
The world turns white and merciless. Wind throws snow like sand, and the band becomes 9 moving dots on ice. No trees, no shelter, just drifting crystals and distant ice cliffs, beautiful and indifferent to whether you live. Frost grips hair and hides. The leader signals forward anyway, because stopping here doesn't mean rest, it means death. Scout 1 scrapes away snow and taps the truth. The ice is uneven, thin in places, hungry for mistakes. Scout 2 climbs a rise and points to a darker ridge, maybe shelter, maybe game. Either way, a direction. A crack snakes across the plain. The leader halts. Question, do you cross it or let the cold win? The ice groans like an animal. Snow grains fall into the black gap, and the fissure widens by a whisper. Scout 1 signals a detour. The band arcs around in a tight wedge, protecting the child and the ember at all costs. The gatherer breaks frozen lichen from stone, counting calories in silence because hunger doesn't care about courage. Hunter 2 tightens cordage on the atlatl with stiff fingers, waiting for one clean chance that won't come twice. Through blowing snow, a thin herd appears. Scout 2 signals game, and every body tenses like a drawn bowstring. The leader splits them with silent hands. Hunters angle, scouts guide, caretaker stays centered. Teamwork becomes a weapon. The atlatl launches. A spear strikes true, and the herd bolts. Food won, but noise made, and eyes awakened. Hunter 1 rushes in and finishes quickly. The leader scans the horizon, already expecting predators to claim the price. They butcher fast in a blizzard, stone blades flashing. Firekeeper shields the ember, because meat means nothing without heat. Dark shapes move in the snow haze, reveal they're not alone. So the leader signals pack up now, no hesitation. The tundra stretches forever, and the pale sun looks weak, like even daylight is tired of fighting this cold. They build a low windbreak from snow and stone. It's not comfort, it's a thin argument against the storm. Firekeeper hides the ember in a rock hollow and becomes a shield. One breath of wind could erase tomorrow. Caretaker wraps the child tighter. Craftmaker repairs a chipped edge. Hunter 2 watches the storm line, listening. Myth says Beringia was easy. Fact, it's a maze of hidden cracks and drifted traps waiting under silence. Some say one first wave crossed. Others point to older traces, older camps, older footprints, proof the journey began earlier. The storm thickens, the leader signals hold. Scout 1 listens to the ice beneath, as if the ground can speak. Breath freezes into crystals, the ice groans louder, and the sound crawls into your bones like a warning. Then, crack, the ground shudders. The caretaker jerks back with the child, and every face goes sharp with fear. An ice slab shifts near camp, and the fissure opens wider. The leader signals move because the ground is moving.
Southward, the pace becomes a blur. Tundra gives way to trees, and the band runs like the cold is chasing them. Footprints change as the world changes. Snow prints become mud prints, the same feet rewriting the ground with every step. Scout 2 climbs for a view and signals a narrow route between bogs. The leader snaps the formation into it. They wade a waist-deep stream, water knifing their bodies. The caretaker holds the child high, refusing to let go. Needles tremble, droplets fall, and one harsh bird call hangs in the mist, like the forest itself is watching. A bear-like shadow moves between trunks. Scout 1 freezes, fist raised. New land, new hunter, same fragile bodies. The leader signals a silent detour. Hunters keep weapons ready, and the band slips through ferns without making a sound. Then the trees end. Open grassland explodes into view. It feels free, and suddenly there's nowhere to hide. The gatherer digs up unfamiliar tubers and tastes carefully. Adaptation isn't a choice, it's rent for survival. Hunter 2 practices longer throws in open wind. Distance changes, prey changes, and technique has to change with it. The leader reshapes their formation for the plains. Spread wider, see farther, protect the center, keep moving. They don't just travel, they transform. Across tundra, forest, grassland, the ember still rides with them, always alive. You'd think open land means easy living, but the tracks are scarce, lips crack, and hunger follows like a shadow. A wolf-like pack trails them at a distance. Hunter 1 turns with spear raised, because even here, something wants them. Birds slice the sky in a long line, and the band mirrors that direction, small bodies chasing the next chance. The food bag is nearly empty. The caretaker looks at the child, and the leader signals faster, jaw clenched tight. Then they reach water, vast, cold, blocking everything. They can't go back, and they can't see a way forward. They launch into open Pacific water on lashed logs, and suddenly the world is only waves, rope, and breath. Black swells roll like hills at night, and the lashings sing in the wind, each creak asking, "Will you hold?" The knots bite wet wood. The craft maker hauls them tighter, hands raw, because this raft is their only ground. Scout 2 reads a sky crowded with stars and points a line. The leader mirrors it, direction made from light. Firekeeper hunches over the ember, shielding it from sea wind. The caretaker hides the child beneath a hide. A swell rises like a wall. The leader signals brace. Question, do you ride it or break under it? Then the squall hits. Rain lashes, water floods the logs, and the raft tilts hard as everyone clings to life. The craft maker reties a snapped lashing mid-storm. Rope burns skin, blood mixes with rain, and the knot must win. At gray dawn, the storm eases, and a dark island shape appears. For a moment, hope has a horizon. You thought land meant arrival, but the current drags them sideways. Scout 1 points to seaweed lines, proof of drift. Hunter 1 strikes at a fish and misses. The spear vanishes, and the empty food bag feels heavier than stone. Myth says they got lucky. Fact? Stars, swells, currents, and community. Skill is what keeps the raft alive. The ember glow is weak. A gust hits, and Firekeeper snaps the container shut. Countdown, how many breaths remain? Stars fade into gray dawn, but the waves don't. The ocean keeps rolling, indifferent, patient, endless. Surf roars at the island's edge. Rocks wait like teeth, and the leader's signals turn frantic. Angle, brace, now! A killer wave slams them. The ember container skids towards seawater, and Firekeeper dives, because if the fire dies... Firekeeper dives and grabs the ember container inches before seawater swallows it. because without fire, tomorrow disappears instantly. They dragged the raft above the surf, tying it down like a captured beast. Exhaustion hits, but the island holds. In the container, a faint red pulse survives. One tiny glow, small enough to lose, big enough to save everything. They rebuild from scraps, driftwood, dry fibers, stones for shelter. No tools but hands, no plan but survival. The ember becomes flame again. Faces glow in stunned relief, proof that persistence can turn disaster into shelter. Around the new fire, they work slowly, sharpen, bind, sort. Even victory requires labor when hunger still waits. The caretaker rocks the child to sleep. The leader stares past the flames, eyes fixed on a road not yet walked. Stone blades, cordage, charred wood. These aren't museum pieces here. They're the quiet inventions that carried people forward. Wind crosses fresh ash, lifting sparks that vanish. The fire crackles low, like a heartbeat refusing to stop. Myth says one great trip. Fact says layered journeys. New footprints pressed on old ones. The path rewritten again and again. At dawn, Scout 2 points inland. Scout 1 reads new tracks. The leader rises and signals, stand up, move. They leave the fire behind, but carry its future. The ember rides again. The child stays centered, and steps stamp forward. If our ancestors crossed deserts, ice, and oceans, what journey are we being called to take next? Subscribe to Strange Earth Diaries.